Hello, welcome to Rainbow Islands, the story of Bubble Bubble 2. Now, this is obviously a conversion of a Tato coin-op that came out in '87. I think this conversion came out '89, I think. Let's get started. Now, this is a cutesy platform game, and not everybody's a fan of these games. I'm not that much of a fan myself, to be honest, but I can take it or leave it, as long as it plays well. Now, the gimmick in this game is that you fire rainbows at your opponents, then you have to sort of bust them, and when the rainbows fall down the screen, that kills the enemy. So you have to complete each level by getting to the top of the level, which is before well, there's not an actual visible time on the screen, but if you take too long, there's a water level. It starts to rise from the bottom, and you've got to get to the top before it gets there. But this is level 1, so it's quite generous. There we go, hurry. Well, I lost life. If you lose life, you start at the last sort of restart point, which I've got to point 2 here. Now you can get various power-ups. You can have faster rainbows, or more rainbows. I've only got 1 at the moment. But you can have up to 3. Now, I think it's a power-up, so I can have 2 rainbows now. Now you're supposed to, I see I've got a little blue diamond at the bottom on the status panel. You're supposed to get 1 of each colour on each island. I can't remember how many islands there are, but maybe about 8, I think. And then that's the proper way to complete the game. But you can complete it without getting all the diamonds, but you don't get the full game complete sequence. So you only get part of it, I think. I think this is as a conversion. I mean, there's a couple of features missing, but you know, your arcade purists will obviously notice them right away. But otherwise, I think it's reasonably representative of the arcade, and it's, you know, as I think all the conversions were in all the all the formats. Even the Spectrum version is really quite good. I think. And at the time, the Amiga version was deemed by which was programmed by Andrew Braybrook. That was deemed to be the almost arcade perfect. Although, as we later found out, it wasn't quite arcade perfect, but it was certainly the best version available at the time. I think the 64 version is quite good. It plays reasonably similar. The music is nicely composed, but obviously gets annoying pretty fast. But I guess it suits the game. But, you could argue the game gets annoying pretty fast. No, I didn't actually own this back in the day. I did play the Amiga version a little bit, but the 64 version I never owned. And of course it is a multi-load. The multi-load's okay, but it's not. It's a little bit boring, but it's no worse than any of the other multi-loads that you got back then. Now, after a few levels, there's a boss, and then you move to the next island. The bosses aren't. They're okay in the 64, but yeah, they're not. They can be a little hard at times, actually. Because I'm not the best platform games player ever, so also I picked up fast rainbows. Now, when you lose a life, you do lose all the power-ups that you picked up, so that's a bit annoying. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of these sort of QC platformers. You know, it doesn't make sense why you pick up bloody fruit and things like that. I never, never really quite got what that was about. But I guess it was just accepted back then. I think graphically, you know, this is as good as it could have been. I think, and it's reasonably representative. Okay, we're at the boss. It's a big spider. You could have done a little bit better, I think, but he's a lot easier if you've got the power-ups that I have. If you don't have the power-ups, he's quite hard, or it can be. Yeah, I think graphically it's quite as good as it could have been. I think it's pretty good. The sound effects are okay, and the music is okay, but it starts getting annoying pretty fast. But the gameplay, I think it plays really well. It's quite similar to the coin-op. I don't think I wouldn't go as far to say it was one of the best platform games on 64. I think there are much better ones, like Impossible Mission, and I'm trying to think of even Bruce Lee. I think is a better platform game. You know, I think I don't think necessarily the coin-ops make the best platform games. I often think games that are homegrown on the 64 are probably the best games you're going to find on the 64, I think. And the problem these days is that you can just play them on MAME. There's not much real point playing the coin-op conversions unless they play differently or better than the coin-op, you know. And there are some coin-op conversions that do play better than the coin-op. This isn't one of them, but it's not too bad though. Each level's got a theme. So the first theme is Monster Island. This is a sort of war islands. There's lots of little tanks and things. I can't remember what some of the other islands are. This might be as far as I can get. I think this is. I think the rainbow weapon makes it sufficiently different from a lot of, to stand out from a lot of other platform games. I think it's got that, it just gives it that different texture. I think. As a sequel to Bubble Bobble, it's a little weird. It's not much in common with Bubble Bobble, but. I think Bubble Bobble was probably a bit more. Personally, I think it was a better conversion and a better game on a 64 than Rainbow Islands, but not that Rainbow Islands is bad in any way whatsoever. I mean, you know, it was converted by Graph Gold and all the formats of the day, and Graph Gold, you know, they don't make crap games, let's face it. I mean, about half of this level. Right, so that's Rainbow Islands for you. It's a good version, a good conversion. Not arcade perfect, but it's a good conversion of a, you know, okay coin-op. But it's not. I don't think it's the best coin-op ever, but it's you know, it's good enough bit of light fun. What I'll give it? I'll give it 7 out of 10. I think, which means it's a good game, but not necessarily a great game. But I think it's a good game, almost a great game. I think. Yeah, a 7 out of 10 is a fair score, I think.